Hi, my name's Rick from Strom, and I just want to talk a little bit about Tudca and oral steroids and address a little bit of bro science confusion that's gone on ever since I mentioned maybe a year and a half ago that you probably shouldn't take Tudca with your orals. First, for clarity, if you are taking oral steroids, Tudca is probably the most beneficial supplement that you can take. When I say don't take it with your orals, I mean don't take your D-bol and then immediately take your Tudca. You want to leave a gap of at least 3 hours between ingesting oral steroids and ingesting a Tudca-based product. And I assume at this point you're sat there going, well, why? Because either you've never heard this, or you've heard you definitely shouldn't take them together, you just don't really know why. So we're going to cover the why in terms of why you shouldn't take them together. Tudca, when ingested with alcohol, causes compounds that cause more liver damage than just the alcohol on its own would have done. So there is an assumption among bodybuilders that oral steroids would do the same thing. They don't. They don't work in the same way. The liver damage from alcohol is a very different mechanism to the liver damage from oral steroids, which is primarily via inhibition of cholestasis biofilm. However, because of the way Tudca works, it can elevate the metabolization of your oral steroids and perhaps reduce their efficaciousness. If you take your Tudca with your oral steroid, it's not going to increase liver damage, but it may reduce the effectiveness of the oral steroids that you've taken. So you want to leave at least a 3-hour gap between taking your oral steroids and taking your Tudca-based product, such as Tudca or Support Max or any other Tudca-based product. What I would normally say is just take your Support Max in the morning and take your orals in later in the day, something like that. If you're using things like D-bol, I actually think there's a little bit of utility having a pre-workout, but that's a conversation for another day. After 3 hours, all of that compound should have been metabolized, digested, metabolized, and excreted. Although the anabolics will remain in your system for longer, the bits that have been in the liver are all done. That's finished. In terms of things that you can take while you're taking your oral steroids for liver protection, glutathione max is a great option. The choline in there helps with cholestasis, and the glutathione is fantastic for liver support as well. So for complete clarity, if you are taking oral steroids, please take a product containing Tudca. It doesn't need to be from Strom, but take a Tudca containing product. Just don't take it at exactly the same time as your oral steroids. I mean, that is it. It's a really short, that should be a 30-second video of, hey, some people think that if they're taking orals, they shouldn't take Tudca. You definitely should, just don't take them at exactly the same time. That's the whole video. I just want to try and give a little bit of background as to why, because a lot of people don't know why they're told these things, but it becomes lodged in their head. I was even speaking to someone the other day and I explained about this, and like, yeah, but it's just a thing now that I just don't take them together. So beneficial. Tudca is so useful, particularly in that scenario. It's one of the best tools that we've got in our toolbox, as we as bodybuilders.